What up, everybody? My name is Marcus Whitley, and this is Good Behavior. Now, you can find me on all social media at I am Marcus Whitley, and find any of my books, Both Sides of the Street, Choices and Consequences, Greatness Under Pressure, and Battling Demons, all on Amazon. Now, to keep up with the latest episodes, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. What's going on? My name is Marcus Whitley, and yes, this is Good Behavior. Now, in today's episode, I have a special guest with me by the name of Benton Whitley, who is a professional football player. You want to say hi to the viewers?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Benton Whitley. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
You know what it is. I'm excited today because not only is he my cousin, but he has played for, I'm a Giants fan. He got to play for my favorite team. Like, that was a dream come true. Just to be able to see that and see our name on the back of a jersey. That was a great feeling.
Yeah,
So I just had to put that out there before we even got started. Now, I want to ask, and I want the viewers to know, what is it like being in the NFL?
Well, there are two sides to it because from the outside looking in, there's a lot of spectacle that goes into it, but at the end of the day, it's the same sport that you play your whole life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like there are a lot of cameras, a lot of media, contracts, X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day, it's the same sport. And so for me, it's mostly in my career thus far, it's just been about the work. It's been about it's been a grind. It's very regimented. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. My days typically end at like 6. Even in the off season right now, right before camp, like it's really busy, but it's really fulfilling experience thus far. So like, yeah, I've been having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I've learned from watching and even like following the players online, like there is no off season. Like even in the off season, you're working out, you're grinding. Like it's an all year thing.
Yeah, and that's I mean, typically my whole life, like I've kind of been, that's kind of what I've been on. Like when I was young, wrestling, and then I went to college, played at Holy Cross. Just like all year round has always been like that. So yeah.
So I mean, you've already been used to this, so it's not like you had to, like it was new to you when you started playing for the pros.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so like you just said, you played at Holy Cross before, and you won a championship with them.
Yep.
So what was that feeling like
so,
in college winning a championship?
It's kind of a long story, but when I first came into college, I was recruited by Tom Gilmore, great dude, but they didn't have, I don't know if it was the experience, but they didn't have like all the pieces to be a championship team. And right down the street at Assumption, Coach Chesney was winning games at a D2 school. He was hired when Coach Gilmore got fired, the end of my freshman year, and he completely flipped the program around, and I feel like what he really did was he instilled culture in guys, he really like helped us to take pride in being the best version of ourselves on the field, but then also like, gave us feedback on when we were doing things wrong, when we weren't. And, we just set a program. So after my second year there was the first time winning the Patriot League in 10 years for Holy Cross. So it was huge. Like people were storming the field, throwing stuff, like, popping the champagne bottles. Like it was crazy. And so that was an awesome experience. But it was really just a culmination of all the work that we put in since Chesney got there. So, yeah.
Okay. So after that, when it came time for the NFL, what was it like when you got that call from the Rams? Or what was that feeling that you had?
It was kind of crazy because going into the whole process, I'm coming from Holy Cross, small school. And I played against Syracuse, BC, these bigger schools, and I played well, so I had some confidence. But, you still come from a small school. You don't know, you know. So, like, I go to these bowl games. I'm playing against guys from Michigan, Ohio State, and I'm whooping up on them. And I'm like, bet, like, I could really play, like, you feel me? And So the draft comes around, I'm getting calls from this team, that team. During the draft, it's just me and my dad. We didn't have like a party or anything. And so I'm getting calls from these guys like, oh, we're gonna make you a Lion on day 3. Like we really like you. In the 5th round, the Dolphins talking to me, the Chiefs, and I end up not getting my name called at all. And then and my agent kind of told me that was probably where you're gonna be at. You could possibly get drafted at the end of the draft, but I just after the whole process, I knew where I stood with a lot of the guys that were getting drafted, so it's kind of like I felt some type of way about it a little bit, but it just gave me more motivation. And I got a call from the Rams. I was blessed with the opportunity to go out to LA and, made the most of it.
Yeah, as exciting as the draft is, like all you need is just that opportunity.
Exactly.
So no matter where the door opens, once you're through it, it's on from there.
Exactly. Opportunities.
So, I mean, ever since you got in there, you've been doing what you got to do. So if they see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, on your road to getting where you are, were you ever tempted by the streets or pressured into anything that you didn't want to do?
Yeah, when I was young, especially in high school, kids are like, going out to parties, like, doing a whole bunch of like things they shouldn't be doing, like, just like drinking and stuff like that. And I knew a lot of kids that were doing stuff like that, but at the end of the day, one thing that I really leaned on that helped me stay on the straight and narrow, that helped me be the best version of myself was my faith in God, first off. And then also just the understanding that it's your present actions determine where you're headed, right? So you don't determine your future, you determine your actions every day, like every moment of every day. And that determines your future. So like you're in full control. And so you just got to be intentional with all the actions you take. And so, like God, my parents, and just like, focus on just trying to be the best I can, So that really helped me stay straight.
Okay. So, all right. What advice would you have for kids who have big dreams but are struggling with temptation and maybe falling into the wrong crowd?
I would say to understand that, the difficulty in doing what you need to do, the difficulty in not doing something that you might want to do, that's what's building you towards being that version of yourself, being the best version of yourself. So like, you know, just stay focused. You got to stay focused on where you're going and understand that, all the work that you're putting in now is just building you towards being that version of yourself that you want to be. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. That's just, it takes what it takes, because there's somebody's gonna get it, whether it's you or, somebody else, but somebody's gonna get it. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Now back to being in the NFL, being with different teams. What is it like having to make those different adjustments and being with new teams, being with new teammates, being in a new city, new environment, and
yeah, being in different cities is crazy because like first city I was in L.A. Culture shock from Springfield. It's like a lot different. And then on top of that, they just won the Super Bowl, and the team was super veteran. I had like AD, Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, Stafford, Wagner. I had a whole bunch of like stamped guys, not only on that team but in the league, and so I learned a lot. But it was a big like curve, just like the locker room was way different. It wasn't college,
Yeah.
And then you go to Minnesota as a younger team, but you're in the Midwest, and you're adapting to like just being in the middle of nowhere, but being super cold. Like I mean, I'm from Massachusetts, but not the same.
Yeah, I mean, Mass is the most bipolar city.
Yeah.
Or just New England in general.
But then like more football, like I guess you had to develop strategies on how to really understand the playbook because going from LA to Minnesota to Kansas City, like all the playbooks are completely different and they'll have different terminologies. And at this point in my career, I've learned football so much through that process that I can kind of, without even knowing what they're talking about, I can kind of understand what they're doing because football is football, and it's just made me a smarter player overall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you got to learn a lot of different systems from a lot of different coaches,
Yeah,
and also work with a lot of veteran players and learn from
exactly.
them. So like that's a great experience in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being all over like that, what do you feel like is the hardest city or weather condition to play in?
Hardest weather condition to play in, I'd probably say, even though I'm from the cold, like playing in the cold is crazy. It's crazy. Like play like anybody who says they like to play in the snow is just lying. Like that's horrible.
Yeah.
Just because like you can't feel your fingers. It's hard to like you're getting physical and it's like can't feel your fingers, your toes. Yeah, it's definitely the cold for sure. Yeah. It's,
Because I mean, I know they say was it Green Bay in January is the worst.
yeah. Like my rookie year, one of the last games of the season, we were at Green Bay at nighttime, and that was the coldest game I've ever experienced like in my life. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially on the parts like when you're not in the field on the field and you're just standing there, like
Yeah.
there's nothing to do to warm up.
Crazy. Yeah.
So also you had a chance to play overseas. So what was that like? Like flying all the way over there and being able to play in front of them.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience because before that, I never left the country ever. So that was my first time leaving the country. And it was weird because, like, we were walking around, like, at, like, me and some of the guys on the team, like, people didn't know that we were players, but, like, you're just walking around, you're hearing different people speak different languages. And just from my perspective, it was all so crazy. Like, you're seeing the German businesses, the street signs. But just to see the embrace that the international market had for the NFL was crazy. Like, cause you think it's just all in the U.S., but it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like crazy.
And especially like them not having their own teams out there or their own league out there. So
Yeah.
like the US teams branching out there and like from watching it on TV, you see people with all different like team jerseys out in the stands.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about them, like they it seems like unity. Everybody's there to have a good time. Like it's I'm not gonna lie, like we I do not like Philly fans.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it's dangerous going to some games.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. Philly
we
fans are crazy.
yeah, like we can't just go have a good time in certain places. Like we gotta watch what we wear. We gotta watch.
I will say though that we were in Munich, Germany, and the soccer team, main soccer team that they have there is Bayern Munich, and there's another soccer team in Germany, a major one. It's the black and yellow team. That's the one of the rivalries that gets pretty nasty out there apparently, and they were all talking about like don't ever wear this jersey like if you're in Munich because like that's not our team. So they got a little bit of that, but it's not the same though. It's not as toxic,
Yeah, I know they're bigger on soccer and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, are there any other things going on that, like, aside from the NFL that you got going on?
Yeah, so I've been, just off the field, I've been looking at a lot of different investment opportunities because, and I've been learning a lot about business, about investing, about, building, building assets in general. And so I've been learning a lot, been talking to a lot of people. And from that side of it, you realize how big of an influence the NFL Shield has. Like, I haven't played as much, but just telling people that I'm with teams has gotten me into rooms to talk with like billionaires, you know what I mean? And I have a biology background in college, and that's something I want to do, like, far in the future. But I was talking to guys, and it was just really eye opening, just understanding that, people spectacleize things so crazy, like, you know. But yeah, and then off like just also like to make a little bit of music. We were talking about your music earlier. I like to make beats. I don't like to like rap, but like I like to make beats a little bit. Like I've been experimenting with it, but just I like to travel too. But just start different stuff.
So, how long you been making beats for?
I'll probably say since junior year of college.
Oh,
I use a couple of different DAWs. I use Fruity Loops and I use Ableton. So I've been messing with it.
Yeah, I think I've tried that once. I made like I think 2 beats. I'm like, I don't got
My beats are trash, but I make them though.
But I think the last time I recorded a song was when my third book came out. I wrote one verse and did a little promo video for it.
Yeah.
Just talking about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way I made the video was like, it was before I had this setup where I had the couch right here, I had a chair right here, so it looked like I was talking to a therapist, but it was me on both sides.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
So, and the name of the book was called Battling Demons.
Okay.
So, but other than that, like, yeah, it's been a few years. Since
I'm just playing with it, you know. It's just like
it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, do you know like what kind of biology you'd want to do?
Yeah, so I want to go into microbiology. Well, like cancer biology more specifically, and because I studied microbiology and I was in a microbiology lab in college, and going into college I didn't even know what I wanted to do like school wise, but you know I just kind of like science kind of spoke to me, and biology just learned. I just found it so crazy that we know so many things, we just don't know that much about our own bodies, and so it's a little bit of a learning curve, but. And this kind of goes for everything. Like, don't be intimidated by something that seems tough. You know, you just gotta kind of have intentionality with why you're doing it. Like, you know, it's real complicated language, but you can't let that intimidate you. You gotta just understand it and know that it's information that's meant to be understood, and you know, it all comes. You know, so it's not really that crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I hope this episode was able to show you what it's like in the life of an NFL player and a little bit behind the scenes, and know that there's more to a person besides just the NFL. Now, I'd like to thank my special guest, Benton Whitley, for coming to spend some time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, my name is Marcus Whitley, and this is Good Behavior. So until the next episode.